Hi, Rob Goldsmith here, Senior Project Manager at Matrix Technologies, one of the largest multidiscipline engineering and system integration companies in North America. As a full-time project manager at Matrix, I work within our project management organization, where we maintain a dedicated staff of full-time project managers, construction managers, project controllers, and schedulers. The primary responsibility of our division is to provide the support and tools needed to allow our teams to successfully deliver projects on time, within budget, and at the high level of quality our clients are accustomed to. One way that we're continuously able to attain those results is by following our established process for project execution. One of the very first steps in that process, of course, is ensuring an effective project kickoff meeting, which is why I decided to take time to revisit an article I wrote on how gathering the right people together to discuss the right topics will help you get the most out of your project kickoff. All right, let's take a look. So, as you can see, like most PMs would do, I created a short PowerPoint. Not only does it help keep me on track, it also gives you something to look at other than me. Now, over the years, I've had the opportunity to participate in hundreds of kickoff meetings, both as a young engineer excited to be part of the team, and more recently as a PM responsible for running the show. Leveraging that experience and the many things I learned along the way, I decided to write an article describing how an effective kickoff meeting will help set the stage for a successful project. To further reinforce that notion, I thought it would be worthwhile to take a look at that article and elaborate on a few of the less obvious topics that I feel should be on the agenda for every kickoff meeting. The three particular topics I plan to cover are aligning expectations, reviewing and applying lessons learned, and starting the risk register. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at the article just to give you a general sense of the overall content. All right, as it pulls up here, get it in view. Okay, so just scrolling through the article, you can see it talks about who should attend the kickoff, and actually more importantly, making sure that they're engaged. So it also lists a variety of topics that you should cover as part of the agenda, and then wraps up with where to meet. So before we get back into that presentation, I just wanted to quickly point out there is a link to our Matrix on Manufacturing homepage, and there you'll find a variety of other articles written by the Matrix team. A lot of good content. We do have some filtering options. You can select by industry, types of projects, different technologies. I would strongly recommend checking this out. There are going to be a lot of other articles that you might find interesting. Okay, moving on. So the first topic I want to talk about is aligning expectations. So this is one of the most important parts of a kickoff meeting. Although there might been a clear RFP and detailed, concise proposal, you may find that there are still different perceptions or interpretations of certain aspects of the project. As you can see on the slide, which was also shown in the article, I referenced the popular tree swing analogy to demonstrate how easy it is for people to have differing thoughts and ideas of the same thing. So for example, in this particular case, imagine someone were to ask the question, why a tree swing? Well, maybe the response is that the person's always wanted one and they just so happen to have a stockpile of spare tires, so they thought it'd be a good use. That might be one of those aha moments for anyone who imagined it was going to be a wooden seat. So in general, it's good to have open conversation about the project, as it might actually reveal something key that others weren't aware of. So another topic in the article pertains to lessons learned. Think about how often we work with similar groups of people on similar types of projects. You'd hope that as part of each of those prior projects, the team was diligent about capturing lessons learned along the way. During the kickoff for the new project, it's the perfect time to pull up those notes as a reference to see how they might apply in this case. If there was a challenge you faced previously that you might have stumbled through, you definitely wouldn't want to go through that all over again. And more importantly, if you had discovered something that helped with the success of the project, you'd certainly want to take advantage of it again. So for example, suppose on a previous project where a new process was implemented, it was realized during rollout that the site personnel didn't ramp up or adopt it as quickly or smoothly as expected. So the lesson learned was to engage that team early on and refine the training program to better support the transition. That lesson should be applied to this project and built into the project plan. So the last topic I wanted to emphasize is the idea of starting the risk register as part of the kickoff. Take the time as a group to document potential risks and discuss the mitigation plan for each. By doing that, you'll accomplish a few things. 1, you'll be better prepared to deal with the situation should it arise. 2, you'll already have buy-in from the team on the best way to address it. And 3, it's a lot easier to come up with a plan when you're not in the heat of the situation and forced to make time-sensitive decisions that might be emotionally influenced. In the article, I shared an example that applies to losing a team member. I don't like to use the proverbial hit by a bus expression, so I tend to instead say, well, what if so-and-so were to win the lottery? Add that item to the risk register and discuss how it can be mitigated. Maybe identify a potential replacement or introduce cross-functional training within the team. Having those discussions up front will allow you to account for them as part of the overall project plan. So although there were several other topics discussed in the article, those are the few that I felt are regularly overlooked that can offer a lot of value. So if you're interested in checking out the article in its entirety, or even one of the many other articles the Matrix team has published, you can find a link to our Matrix on Manufacturing page in the video description. Also, if you'd like to learn more about our project delivery methodology, or really any services offered by Matrix Technologies, feel free to reach out to me directly, or just visit our website at matrixti.com. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I would encourage you to browse our channel for other videos that you might find interesting. Take care.